Sometimes you just crave a game that presents a serious challenge. Such games contribute significantly to maintaining a reasonable playtime for shorter games, especially considering the frequent boss refights. Without a doubt, the ideal genre for this kind of experience is a Souls-like game. On the PS5, there are several games that borrow the exceptional attributes of Dark Souls and incorporate them in innovative ways. While some may strongly evoke the Dark Souls feel, it is easy to overlook that when a game introduces unique mechanics or settings that set it apart. So if you're looking for Souls-like games to enjoy this summer on your PS5, look no further than here. These are 5 of the best Souls-like games on PS5 ranked. Number 5. Mortal Shell Enhanced Edition. Mortal Shell will immediately remind you of Dark Souls both in playstyle and overall world design. What sets it apart is the shell mechanic you can access to battle the game's many threats. The different shells you have access to all have unique playstyles, so it's worth swapping them out when possible to have an easier time in certain areas or against certain bosses. Of course, you can just stick to one style and try to brute force your way through the game if you so wish. Number 4. Remnant 2. Many have aptly dubbed the Remnant games as Dark Souls with guns, and they weren't exaggerating. Remnant 2 is the latest installment in the series. It builds upon the foundation laid by its predecessor, offering improved graphics, smoother gameplay, and the enduring challenge that fans have come to expect. Featuring a broader array of weapons and archetypes, Remnant 2 remains true to its roots with randomly generated elements that customize the experience for each player. Needless to say, each run is going to be a little different. As you play through Remnant 2, whether alone, with friends, or randoms, you'll run across various events, bosses, and even items that are exclusive to that specific playthrough. It is a dynamic and engaging experience, but trust us, you definitely want to try playing with friends. Number 3. Lies of P. Drawing heavy inspiration from Bloodborne, Lies of P has learned from the Souls-like games of the past to create a unique experience. In this game, you step into the shoes of Pinocchio, navigating a dark setting where you must confront puppets and survive the puppet frenzy, and the choices you have made throughout the game impact the narrative thanks to its creative lie system. Lies of P takes a more linear approach compared to other games in the genre, which might be more inviting for some players. However, don't mistake linear for easy. Multiple deaths are still on the menu, so consider yourself warned. This game is no joke. Number 2. Bloodborne. All this game needed for a catchy title was just a single word: Bloodborne. This was the first major spin-off attempt by the From Software team, and everybody loved its faster-paced gameplay and combat, especially since you could use guns and cannons in battle. Rather than putting an emphasis on defense, this game places a major emphasis on pressuring your opponents and parrying. If you like tough battles and flexing your quick reflexes, you'll probably love this bizarre and dark adventure that feels ripped out of a twisted and mature Tim Burton film. Number 1, you probably saw this coming a mile away, but here we are. It is number 1, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is yet another effort from the From Software team to spin away from Dark Souls to some degree. The world of this game was famously worked on by the Game of Thrones writer George R.R. Martin, though it has a mixed reception. With a huge open world to explore, this Souls-like game gives you the ability to hop onto a mount to travel across the land. Outside of that, much of the game's combat and exploration will feel incredibly familiar to any Dark Souls veterans. Recently, Elden Ring received a brand new, large DLC expansion in the form of Shadow of the Erdtree, so there is no better time to jump into the game, especially if you're looking to play with others, as the player base is renewed at this moment. Let us know in the comments how you would rank each of these games compared to each other. And as always, head over to thegamer.com for features, lists, and more.